Welcome to today's video. There's going to be a few things to cover. Just first of all, before I get into the decoders, etc., some new wagons I've just picked up off eBay. Those three there, they're going to be repainted. That one's going to be done in the engineers. They're all going to be engineers wagons, so for my era, so they will be repainted at some point when I get around to it. I'm not sure if I showed anyone before, but this is a loco I purchased again on eBay. Had some issues with it. There's a few broken bits and stuff and a crack in the body shell, which I'm gonna fix and get that running soon, but not today. I need to get hold of a sound chip for it because I want the sound in that one. Although I may just put a normal 8-pin in for now just to get her running. So today's video obviously is going to be about the chipping. So what I have here is I have my RES livery class 47 Bachmann, which has been sat in the box for quite some time, so I'm hoping she's all good. The same as the other two 47s. That's the Parcels livery 47. So I have, obviously I'm going to have a Parcels train and a RES livery train. I've got this nice distribution, rail freight distribution livery 47 as well, and something I've very recently purchased off a really nice guy was this lovely class 37 TMC weathered. It was an absolute bargain in my opinion, and I love it. It's absolutely beautiful. Gonna have that running today as well, so my goal today is having all four of these chipped and running. And as the title may suggest, I put on, it's a bit of a cliffhanger. So are these a game changer? Well, I'll get into that later as to why I think they're a game changer, but it might not be quite how you might assume it. But yeah, so I've got some decoders, sorry. You go on their website, you can get a manual. There's I've lost page 1, but it's 19 pages, covers pretty much all of the stuff in all of the chips from this company. So there's loads of really good stuff. I mean, I'll try and find, there's all the CV info. Just go through basic quickly. So it tells you what all the pins are, what they do, the functions. That's for the 8-pin. It's really useful. So right there, for 21-pin decoder, what all the different pins are, where they go, etc. It's really good. So there's a full list in here of CV settings somewhere. So right there. But yeah, there's so much information in here. Obviously you don't need to print it. It comes in a PDF when you download it, so you can just keep it on your computer or laptop. That's up to yourself. But they do quite a range, and so I just try and tidy that up. They do a range of chips, and I have, at the moment, I've got 3 of these 21-pin decoders there. I've also got, which I will say the company did send me for testing purposes for free, I've got an 8-pin Stay Alive here, so I'm going to be testing that one out as well. And I've also, not from this company, but I purchased some time back class 47 decoder. Again, this is the Hornby TTS, so it's an 8-pin. So these are all 21-pin decoders, so that's a bit of a problem. So my plan, I have obviously an 8-pin there and an 8-pin sound that I would also want to fit. They also do, and these are actually, I bought these quite some time ago, but they're actually from, let me just put it down, the same company, so Lais Dcc. These are 21-pin to 8-pin adapter. So what we're going to be doing, I'm going to be using one with that one and one with that one as well. So one of these lovely locos is going to, Right, sorry about that. I keep forgetting I'm using my old camera because my new phone got broken, and it only records for 5 minutes and then shuts itself off. So as I was saying, one of these lovely locos is going to get stay alive for a testing purpose, and I'm actually thinking that I'm going to do that with the Royal Mail. I want to put the sound into this one in the rail freight distribution for now. Eventually all my locos will get sound chips, but for now, so what we'll do is I've got 3 of these 21 pin decoders, so I don't need one at the moment, so one's going to go in that loco. Actually, I've had a change. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use the stay alive in the 50. We're going to put it in the, I'll leave that in the 50 because it's an 8 pin. So these 3 will get, I won't need that one, so these 3 will, that'll be a 21 pin, 21 pin, 21 pin. We'll put the converter, so we'll be testing their converter as well with this TTS in this one, and I'll do a full test on the stay alive in the 50. So there we go, that's sorted. So I actually got 5 locos there that will be hopefully all up and running. Obviously, like I said, these 3 have been sat around for quite some time, probably about a year and a half, so they may actually need a good service before they run properly, so we won't judge on that. Again, this one I've never run. I bought it, I mean all of these I've bought as running, so they should all be fine. They might need a bit of an oil or something, but first I'm going to work on this lovely one here. So I'm going to get set up, going to get my tools out, get the camera set up on the tripod, and I will get all these engines out, these 4 for now. So we'll test, obviously for the purpose of the video, I'm only going to test one of the 21 pin chips, and I'll test this one, and I'll test the stay alive. But so I won't worry about these 2. I will still chip them and get them running, but I won't do that, worry about those for the test, because the test is obviously on these chips and mainly on these 2. So but I shall come back to you shortly. Well, I have the body off the 37. There's actually a screw missing on it, so that's not great, but it should be fine. So all we need to do is remove the blanking plate chip, and obviously being very careful because of the pins. Now on the blanking plate, as you can see, I think, yeah, so this end here is the one with the blank. If I bring that up so you can see there, if you can see it, there's no pin on this top right side here. And with the chip, it's exactly the same. Sorry, as you can see, there's no pinhole in this far corner, so you can't go wrong putting it on. There's only one way to do it. And you have to be very, very careful. Line it up nicely. Don't push it too hard until you've got it sitting in place. So you don't want to bend any of the pins. I'm just going to gently push down on both sides, and she's in. So just need to get the body shell back on, get it onto the test track and program it, and we'll give her a test on this one. So excuse the mess in here at the moment. I've got a lot of little jobs going on. She's busy reading the chip, and hopefully there won't be any issues whatsoever. This is the first test to make sure the chip reads well, nicely, first time. Decoder read success, so that's good. So Oh, that's the wrong bit. So I'm going to put this as 371 because it's the first class 37 that I have. Actually, no, I'm not. No, it's because the class it's 37046. So I'm going to put 3746. That's what I normally do. And I'm going to change the name on it. To 37046 Dutch, and that should be done. So I'm going to now take it over and put her on the track, and I'll be back in a minute. Right, so I've got the loco on and give it a bit of a few things to pull. Obviously no sound on this one, it's just the plain DCC chip. Just testing the responsiveness of the chip. Slow running. Seems to be pretty good, so I'm just going to leave her running around, and yeah, the 370 going around as well. Right, so I've got the 47 off. This is the Rail Freight distribution liveried one. Got a nice accessory pack there with it as well. Got the accessory pack for the 37 as well, which I'm intending on doing all of the front buffer details on later. This one also comes with some nice etched main plates, which I may put on later as well. They can go in the box for now. Right, so remove the blanking plate, and what I always do with these is I always put them in the box, in the loco box. That way I know where it is. Not going to lose that along with the kit. So this is the adapter, the 21 to 8 pin adapter. Again, pin 1 or the blanking pin there is missing, the same as the missing pin on this corner here, so you know that it's got to go that way round. Very simple. On there they've also printed a nice number 1 there, so you know which is pin 1 for the 8 pin, and obviously on the Hornby chip you've got pin 1 in that corner too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fit this onto here before I try putting it into the loco, because it's going to be easier to push that down. See how that went in really nicely. It's just a nice snug fit though, and that's ready to go on. So again, like I said, sorry, move that out of the way. All I need to do is gently line up there like that. Once you know it's lined up and the pins are all straight, then put even pressure both sides and push down, making sure obviously that you don't bend any pins. So what I need to be doing with this one, I'm going to have to put some insulation there so that I can sit this on top, out the way, and I need to be able to fit the speaker down. Sorry, the camera's not in. I'll just move the loco up. I need to be able to fit the speaker here. I'm not going to be using this speaker. I will be changing it for one of the iPhone speakers later on, but for the purposes of the test, I'm just going to insulate that, stick that there and position that on there so that it's held in, and make sure that there's nothing moving, and I'll change the speaker later on before I put the body shell back on. So I'm going to go get my insulation tape, sort that out because I forgot to get it ready, and I will come back to you when we're on the test track. Right, I just wanted to come back quickly. The reason that I'm insulating this section is because, as you can see, these lines that are on this printed on this board actually conduct electricity, and the problem is that, let me just put that one in second, nice on there, all of the little components on this board all the bits that are shining up silver are also conductive. So if we leave that and they touch, what is going to happen is there's going to be a short. It could blow your chip, so which is obviously going to be not ideal, as they're not exactly cheap. So I'm just going to plop that like that. It's not held on, I've not pushed it down hard on the top. It leaves a little bit of air, but I've stuck it to the edges of the chip so that it just holds it in place. What I'm going to do now, just for today's purpose, I'm going to fold a bit of tape over and stick that there, just to magnetic on there. Has picked up all the screws, just so that the chip, the speaker, sorry, not the chip, it will be held down a bit, but it's not really working, but it should hold it enough for the purposes of the testing. So that's all good, and we'll go to the test track. Right, I'm ready to set it up. What I won't do is I won't go through all this again, because we did it with the last loco, so I'll come back to you in a minute once I've got it done, and we'll test the sounds and everything together. So I'll just get it, the chip running first. So all right, I'll see you in a minute. So it does work, it's running okay, but there's an issue which I believe is with the chip, not with the adapter, because I just tested the sound chip in a 8-pin loco and it's got an issue with sound, unless it is the speaker. Right, that's a dirty patch there. I need to clean my track. If I do the horn, it's really quiet, and it is the same in another loco, so I believe that's the sound chip, not the actual adapter, because I checked it in an 8-pin loco that is running fine. I just unplugged the chip on that and plugged it in. So I'm going to switch that off for now, and I'm going to test another 8-pin chip with the adapter. Right, so I'm back again. I did try testing it with a couple of other chips and I had some issues. One being my test chip, the wire's broken off, so it's not going to work. So I've had a change of plan. Instead of putting the 8-pin with the stay alive in the 50, I'm putting it in this one so we can test it out. And I've put the chip in so far. I've got it set up. It's running. So what we need to do, obviously the stay alive comes separately with these two wires. Now the stay alive had wires coming down to about here. I've cut them a bit shorter, so don't too much wire, but they do give you plenty of wire, which is a really good thing. So that way, if you needed to mount it, if you're putting it in something else, maybe like a DMU or something like that, and you wanted to mount it further down the body, like in a fuel pod underneath or something like that, then there's plenty of scope. So that is a good thing. So at the moment I'm just prepping the wires and I'm waiting for the soldering iron to heat up. So I'm just going to do that. The only thing I will say to the company, if they watch the video, which I'm sure they will, the instruction manuals that you've got online are great. There's no instruction manual for this one. It doesn't, I mean, it's pretty obvious to me. Connect the two wires up to the same color, but there's nothing in there about the operation of it that I could see anyway. Maybe I missed it. It is 19 pages. There's an awful lot of stuff, but I didn't see any dedicated pages to the 8-pin stay alives on there. So I just want to point that out. Maybe it's something you can add at a later date. So my tip needs cleaning. No, I couldn't find my better solder, so I've got to use this old one for now. Just let that cool down for a minute. So the one thing obviously that you do need to do is insulate these wires. Don't leave them uninsulated. Now I'm being a complete and utter wally because in the pack, excuse me while I walk away, right, so in the pack with it they gave you insulation, and I forgot to put it on before I did the wires, so that's me being a complete and utter idiot. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try something a little bit different. Don't know if that's going to stay on there, that's the thing. I might need to just take them instead. No, see, that's not going to stay on, but what I can do is leave that on there like that. It is my fault, I should have put these on first, so tip to everybody else, make sure you do that one. We all make little mistakes occasionally. Mind you, that one's going to be better. I just don't want to burn the wires, so I'm trying to be a bit more careful with the ends. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put those on there like that. Oh, that one's actually on there, so if I do the other one a bit more, it might actually stay on. Do clamp the end like I did the other one. That's it. It's getting a bit warm now. Got to be a little bit careful because obviously you've got components. Don't want any heat coming down into components. Right, I got caught out yet again with the 5-minute recording. I hate this phone. It's absolutely awful. Right, so I've done the wires, taped the capacitor units into place. Oops, turn my soldering iron off. Don't need that now. Right, so as I was saying off camera, so we're using the 21-pin adapter here, which works really well, and we're now using the Stay Alive 8-pin chip that they do, and obviously I'm just going to switch my power back on. Now with the Stay Alives, I believe, I don't know obviously because there's no documentation with that, they usually require a certain amount of time to get up to capacity to be able to work. So obviously I'm just going to give you a demonstration. It is running fine. Just put it on a nice. Just want to put it on a slow run. Yeah. Motor control's pretty good with that. I'm going to bring it back up again. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to lift her up. And as you can see, still running, still running, still running, and about to stop in a second. So yeah, so the Stay Alive on that, it's got a really good length of time, very good length of time. It's pretty decent. If you've got any dead spots on somewhere, it's going to go straight over them and pick signal back up again. So that Stay Alive is really, really good. I've seen Stay Alives that are much worse than that, a lot less time. So I'm really actually very happy with that one. I'm going to get the body shell back on and give her a complete run round the layout. and because I haven't cleaned my track for a while, it's going to have a good test to see if it stops anywhere or if it does run properly. Well, just had a bit of an interesting one. I took the body off of this one, which I've had in storage for ages. I bought it as DCC ready only, and when I opened it up, it had one of these in and a full sound chip, but it wasn't working. And as you can see, the corner there is all broken, so I swapped this one for one of the Lais ones and programmed it up, and it's running. So I have a train with full sound. I've still got to do the other sound chip. I'm going to change the speaker over and see if that makes a difference on that, and test that one as well. But yeah, that was a turn up for the books. It's nice when you buy a Loco's DC and it's got a sound chip in it. So obviously somebody thought it wasn't DCC. I think I bought it from a dealer a little while back, but it's obviously been broken. This was broken. Actually, two corners of it is broken. That corner there and that corner there. And there must have been some damage to this that's not making it not work. So it does look a bit bad there. So yeah, so that was interesting. So obviously I'm going to run the trains, give them a very good long testing, and I'll let you know how they go. So I'm impressed so far with these chips and with the parts that they've got. So let's wait and see. Right, so this is the conclusion of the video. I've got obviously some testing to do, and as you know, I've got the one here with the stay alive in, and I've got the 21 pin in there. I've got another video planned, and I don't want to say too much about that at the moment, but I will be using these two locos for that video, so they're going to get a lot of testing with that. But what I wanted to say was, so as the title says, are these a game changer? Well, you might be wondering why I would say that, because yeah, they're DCC chips. They don't do anything else more than any of the other chips, but I think they're a game changer because the prices basically, and I'll go through a few things first. So Lais Dcc, they sell a lot of different products, obviously decoders. They also sell on their website motors for trains, so you might be able to find a replacement motor that you need on there. They sell other various DCC parts, for example harnesses, decoder wires, stay alive kits, CDUs, decoder testers, and a few other bits and pieces. So there's quite a nice selection. They sell on the website and also mainly on eBay. So I will put a link to the eBay shop page in the description below, so check that out. But so we talk about prices. Obviously I've done a little bit of research, not tons. So your standard 8-pin decoder, and this is the eBay prices, so they may be a bit cheaper on the website, but an 8-pin decoder from like a normal standard 8-pin decoder is £11.25. If you buy on eBay, if you buy multiples, they have a discount, so they're only £10.91 each if you buy 3 or more at a time. That is absolutely ridiculous. It's not ridiculous, it's brilliant. It's a great price. If you look at a standard 8-pin Hornby decoder, you're looking at £22. So, you know, for your £22, if you bought 3 of those, that's 33 quid-ish, just under. So that makes them £11 a pop, near on. So for the Hornby price, you could buy 2. The 8-pin decoder with a stay alive facility, that means it's got the wires if you already have your own stay alive capacitors that you want to fit to it. They're £14.25 each, or £13.82 for 3 or more. So I've got it all written on here. that's just with the Stay Alive facility. If you want it with the Stay Alive kit, which is like the 8-pin one that we fitted in here, and you saw how long that ran for, it was really, really, really good. I think that is really good. I've seen Stay Alives that don't last anywhere near that long. So that is never going to have a problem on point work, etc. And I'm actually seriously considering buying quite a few of those to get in my locos. But anyway, so the Stay 8-pin with Stay Alive kit is £24.95, right? That becomes £24.20 if you buy 3 or more. Now, I couldn't find a lot of comparisons. A lot of people are selling just the Stay Alive bits to fit to other ones and such like, and you're looking at obviously a lot more in total once you bought your chip and your Stay Alive and everything else than that. That is cheap. Now, as it happens, the 21-pin chips are almost identical in price, absolutely the same. So a standard 21-pin that's a 4-function chip, I mean, what more do you need on a standard DCC loco? Is again £11.25, 3 or more £10.91. The cheapest other versions I could find was the Dapol 8-function at £22, a Gauge Master 2-function, which is obviously 2 less than this one, at £20, or a Gauge Master 6-function at £30. Well, these are £11.25 each, so it's the cheapest of the 4 that I looked at. Absolutely brilliant. Again, they do the one with the Stay Alive facility, as you can see. They do a 21-pin with Stay Alive kit, exactly the same price, and the same price for the reduction. And the in this one, obviously, as you know, we used the 8-pin with the Stay Alive with the Lais converter board. So it's an 8-pin to 21-pin adapter, and they're £3.99. They also do a range that I haven't shown you of the 6-pin DCC chips as well. So really, really good. So for me, I think they're a game changer, because if this company, you know, keep their decent prices and don't suddenly think, oh, we're selling lots, let's put our prices up. If they keep their good prices, they're going to sell a lot of stuff, and people are going to start turning to them rather than your standard cheap other brands, because they can get it half the price. And I'm certainly going to be buying stock from them. From my tests so far, I'm very, very happy with the chips. They're responsive, they do what they're meant to do, it does what it says on the tin. What more do you need? And with that being cheaper, and we all know that we can have surges and issues on a train track that can blow chips. Chips do blow, that happens. It's not a fault of anyone's, it just happens. These things happen. So would you rather blow a chip that's cost you 30 quid or 10 quid? You know, I know where my money lies. I could buy 3 for the price of 1. So I'm going to be buying a lot more stuff from this company. They seem brilliant. I'm not being paid for this review. I did say at the beginning they sent me the Stay Alive free of charge, and I had originally bought the 3 21-pin decoders. So I'm not being paid to big up the company. I just think they are really good. So give them a shot, give them a try. I don't think you'll be disappointed. And I love the Stay Alives. What more can I say? That Stay Alive is going to be getting a good testing in my next video, because I have a little plan, but I don't want to go into that for this video. So I will close there. I'll put some of the info in the description of where you can get these, and hope you enjoyed the video. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Goodbye.